Yeah, exactly right.
Good evening. My name is Mary Beth Carter, and I'm the town administrator. Can't hear?
It's not projecting.
Oh, it's not projecting. Can you hear me okay? Okay. I want to thank you all for attending tonight's presentation on the Whitman Community Electricity Municipal Aggregation Plan Overview. The Select Board was authorized to enter into an agreement with Good Energy in May of 2023 at the annual town meeting. If you could please welcome Rachel Ferdinand of Good Energy.
Hi. Yes, thank you all for being here. I'm very excited to see some turnout. Nice to see that people are paying attention. But I'm going to try to make this very quick so we can get right into any comments and questions that you guys have. So first, I want to give you an overview of exactly what aggregation covers. So this graphic here, you can see exactly how electricity gets to your house. So you get your supply, and typically what you would have right now is your utility as your supplier. And so in this program, Whitman will be able to select a different supplier that can better meet the needs for residents and businesses. And then delivery is always going to be done by the utility. So National Grid will always be the ones actually getting that electricity on the wires and making sure that if you have any downed wires, they're the ones who still come out. They're also always going to be the ones billing you. So you won't see a second bill. It'll be one bill from National Grid. So basically, there's no change on your end other than on your bill, you would see the program reflected. So this is just a brief overview of what's already been done. Mary Beth did mention a lot of this already. This program was authorized last year, so May 2023. We did consult with the DOER, which is the Department of Energy Resources for the state, where Whitman was able to tell the state exactly what this program entails and why they're doing the program the way they are. And so public review after that meeting started on October 8th. So we're going to be coming to the end of the month-long public review period, November 18th. And so if you guys haven't seen the actual plan yet, it is available at Town Hall as well as on the website, which you can see listed here. And that website is a great resource to see a lot of this information that we're going to go over tonight. And so it's great to see that we have some people that came out tonight because it means some of this outreach has worked. So like I mentioned, we've been promoting this public hearing. It's been on social media. I think the Cable Access channel as well had a notice up, flyers at Town Hall. And we also do have a comment form on the website where hopefully we would have gotten some comments there. We didn't see anything, so it's great to see that people came out tonight. So in terms of what's coming next in the plan development process, we're having this public hearing tonight. After we get comments from all of you and over the next few days, if any other comments come in, we'll be able to work with the town to synthesize those and add them into the plan as they see fit. At that point, Whitman will actually submit the plan to the Department of Public Utilities for approval. And then in approximately 120 days, so 3 months after that, the DPU would approve the plan. And at that point, Whitman would be able to start the actual process of selecting a supplier. So let's just get into some of the plan details of what this is actually going to look like when the plan is launched. So the goals of this plan for Whitman are really to offer more supply options for residents and businesses, and to use, it's the aggregation is the main word of this plan. And what that basically means is they're able to take all the accounts in town and go to suppliers and say, hey, what competitive rates can you get us? And so by doing that, they're able to get hopefully cheaper prices than the utility. Additionally, there is also going to be an option for more renewable energy in this plan. That will be an option for anyone who wants to access more green electricity. So at the rollout, the way that this works, it's going to be an automatic enrollment. And so the default option for all residents and businesses is going to have no additional renewable electricity. So it's really going to be pretty much the same as basic service, just with a more competitive rate. So if you're on National Grid basic service, which is most residents in the town, if you haven't chosen another supplier, you would be eligible for that automatic enrollment. However, no one ever has to participate in this program. If you want to opt out, you can opt out before the program starts, as well as at any time during the program's contract term. And again, National Grid will still continue to bill you. They will still be the ones you call for any power outages or downed wires. That would never change. And I think we actually had one question already about solar, mentioned at the bottom of this slide here. If you do benefit from solar right now, whether it's net metering or any of the other programs, that would not change in the program as well. And if you're looking to take advantage of solar in the future, you can also still opt into any of those programs as well. Low-income discounts would still apply. If you're on budget billing, you can still participate in that. And I know the National Grid also has the AMP program, the Arrearage Management Program, for any outstanding billing. That also does work with this program too. So these, I think I mentioned them briefly. So these are going to be the two options in the Whitman program. There's going to be the default option, which would be called Whitman Standard. And so that's going to be the one that's giving that competitive rate. It's going to have 62% if it launched this year, which it probably won't. So 69%, hopefully when it launches next year, is the amount of renewable energy that will be in that. And that is actually what the state requires. So if you have basic service, if you have another supplier, you would have that amount of renewable energy. That wouldn't change. Additionally, the program will also have a 100% renewable energy option for anybody who's looking to take advantage of that aspect of the program as well. That will be a higher price, which is part of the reason that Whitman elected to not have that be the default option, so nobody has to participate in that one. The default won't have any extra renewable. It will be the cheapest in the program. So I talked about some of the public comments that we're looking to get from you guys. If you don't come up with your question tonight and you're on your way home and you think, oh man, I should have said something, you can always go on the website and submit a comment there, even after we leave tonight, after the official public review period is over. We love to collect comments and really hear what the town is thinking about the plan. So you can go online and do that. Additionally, I think we also have an email available as well for Mary Beth, maybe.
I think I'm on there as well, Kathy Keith.
Yes. But that's really what we're here for tonight, to get comments and any questions from you guys. So try to make this very quick. This is my personal email. You can also send me any comments that you guys have, but I really just want to launch into any questions or comments that you guys have at this point.
Who is Good Energy?
Good energy. Who is Good Energy? Great question. So we are the consultant that the town has elected to bring on to manage the program, and we really work with the town so that they don't have to hire a new person to manage this program. It's pretty nitty gritty. It's kind of niche. So instead of, trying to search for somebody who would have to be a full-time position at town hall, they partner with us. We don't have any, they're not paying us. We're consulting with them. So if the program never launches, we don't see any money. The town doesn't lose any money or make any money on this program. So that's who we are. And then I think we had a question over here.
I've got a number of questions.
Yeah.
Number one, has it cost the town anything to this point to put this program into effect?
No. So I don't know if we picked that up on the recorder, but the question was, does it cost the town anything to get the program to where it is at this point? No, it does not. And additionally, as we go on, after the program launches, while the program is launching, it will never cost the town anything. It's a completely free program. It doesn't do anything to the budget. The town doesn't make any money, and it also doesn't lose any money on this program.
So we're going to put a mailing out to everybody that's on National Grid. Who pays for that mailing?
That is actually the supplier. So the question, is great. Okay. So who pays for the mailing is going to be the supplier. The town doesn't pay. That's another thing that, no, you'll never see any money come from the town on that.
Okay, and is there going to be a second mailing if people don't opt out or opt in? Or is we're just gonna get one mailing and be stuck with it?
It'll be one mailing. So typically we do 2 pieces of mail. So typically there's a postcard that will come and we'll have some dates for public meetings on that. And then a few days later, the official letter will come with all the information about the program in it. But those will be the only 2 townwide pieces of mail that go out.
And when we start off the program, if the rate is 12 cents a kilowatt hour, how long is that rate good? Is the rate going to be able to go down or up during a year period, or what's the length of the contract?
Yeah, so it depends really. Once the program is approved and Whitman is able to go out to bid, they'll solicit bids from different suppliers, and so those suppliers will come back with different price terms. So we typically look anywhere from 2 to 4 years. So whatever it's looking the most competitive, wherever the best price lands in there, is how long the contract would last. Right now, we've been seeing a lot of programs go for 3-year rates, so 36 months. And in those 36 months, the price would not change. It wouldn't go down and it wouldn't go up.
But after the 6 months, is there a possibility that the price will go up or down?
So after the 36 months, there is a possibility of a price change. What would happen at that point, the town would go back out to bid, solicit the same kinds of bids from suppliers, different prices, different term lengths. They would pick, whatever is looking best for the town at that point. And then with that price change, another mailing would go out to every participant.
Okay. I read in this proposal that there's going to be information on the website. Are we going to see a weekly thing on the website that says this program is charging 12 cents a kilowatt hour, National Grid is charging 14 cents a kilowatt hour?
Yeah, so on the website, we'll always have the current prices both for the program and for National Grid. National Grid changes every 6 months, as I'm sure you guys are fully aware, but the program rates would not be changing.
Okay, if I opt in, 3 months later I decide to opt out, when can I opt back in?
So technically speaking, you can only opt in, or you can only change your supplier once a month. So if you decide to leave 1 month, you don't like leaving and you want to come back, you can come back the next month. But theoretically speaking, you can opt in and out as much as you want, but it would probably be a lot of work on your part.
And will, at the end of the year, will there be a notice going out every year to let people know what the rates are? Or is it just going to be relying on the town website?
It's typically just stays on the town website and on the program website as well. If the town wants to do any additional promotion for the program, we can work with them to get that out. But we don't do like an annual mailer typically.
And what happens if we only get 20% of the residents to buy into the program?
Yeah, so the program would still continue as is. So we could have a singular person in the program. We could have no people in the program. The way that the contracts that the suppliers sign with the town work, they will be offering that program through the full length of the term.
And potentially, how much would the town itself save on its electric bill?
So that's honestly really hard to estimate. It really depends on exactly where the markets are, when we're seeing, when the town goes out to bid. But it could be anywhere. We're seeing, I think, around like 15 or so %. But again, this is only on the supply side of the bill. So those delivery charges, which is where you usually see all of those different line items, that stays the same. Those charges will always be the same for all National Grid customers, regardless of who their supplier is.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Anything at all?
What do you mean by renewable energy?
Yeah, so renewable energy in Massachusetts, the renewable energy that we'll be putting into the Whitman program would be all what are considered Mass Class 1 sources. And so those are new in-region sources. So it's typically a lot of solar and wind energy, as well as some hydroelectric, but it's really stuff that you see right here in Massachusetts, Rhode Island. There's some that can come from New York and New Hampshire as well, but it's typically solar and wind is what we see mostly.
Is nuclear power considered a renewable energy?
Nuclear power is considered renewable, but for the sort of cream of the crop class 1 sources that we put into the Whitman program, nuclear is not considered a class 1, but it is included in that initial 69% that's required by the state.
Right now, we're being charged a small amount for electric vehicles. Will that continue with this program?
Yes, so that EV charge that you see on your bill, again, that falls underneath those delivery charges, so you would still continue to see that. Anything else at all?
Rachel, just following the timeline that we have set up now, what do you think the earliest time frame would be for this to be put into action and
Yeah.
taxpayers see the difference?
So the earliest timeline, I would probably say if we, we'll have this review period tonight. We'll work with the town to make sure the plan is in tip-top shape. We'll get that to the DPU. It's typically 3 months, so we'd probably be looking for approval around March. And then at that point, we can go full foot to the pedal, foot to the gas, and hopefully we could launch in May or June is typically when we try to.
Thank you.
And of course, this is decently early on in, the life of this plan in this program. So we will have more sessions like this as we get closer to launch, when the program is launched. So, any questions that come up between now and then, you can reach out to me. My email, again, right here. You can go on the program website. That plan comment form actually does also come to me, so you can reach out to me that way. And of course, you can reach Kathy at Town Hall as well. But if we have no more questions, I would like to thank everybody for their time tonight. And I don't know if you guys have any other final comments, but I'll stick around here for a little bit after if you have any questions you want to ask me. Yeah. All right. Thank you.